Hello, beautiful people. How you been? I know it's been a while. It's Simple Man's View here. Just been busy. Life, starting a new life, and going to start a new business. To be quite honest, yeah. So things are looking quite good. Mindset change. Start to show more love. Start to think of the possibilities in life and what's achievable, and um, don't question how it works. It just works. You get there. You survive. Thought we'd just have a quick chat today, just to catch up, say good day, see what's been going on in the world. And I thought while we're doing this, we'll just have a look at the beautiful realm, you know, that we're surrounded in. We always look for beauty every day. We say we can't find it in people. The news is always just miserable and depressing and toxic and stuff like that. But if you just look around, stop, pause, take a deep breath, block out the surroundings of people and noise, and just try to find your inner self and just look. The world is surrounded with beauty everywhere we stare. Whether we look up, whether we look at the water, or whether we look under the water, it's everywhere. I think we as a people are starting to lose not only our way in what we do, how we act, and how we treat one another today. It's really, really sad. I've been there, a little about myself. Ones that have already watched my previous videos would know me. A bit of a rabbit hole head, bit of a conspiracy theory. Studied this stuff for over 20, 25 years now. Well, 1998, so going on to 27 years. And there were some days there that, I was very constant for years and years at a time at 6, 7 hours a day. And yeah, people would say it's no good for the soul, it's no good for the brain. And to be honest, it wasn't. To find out what we really live on and what it is and what they've held from us, the true secrets of what we're capable of. When you find out, you're gutted, you're hurt, you're crushed, and then you find out everything's a lie, which we already know. We don't need to go into this. Everyone's starting to wake up. And why wouldn't we? We're moving into a new age, a new time, a new world. You can feel it. The vibration levels, you can just feel the energy lift everywhere you go. Yeah, there's still that negativity. But remember, as much darkness as there is, there's just as much light. It just needs to find itself and brighten itself again. The flame never died. It's in all of us. We just need to ignite it, give it some fuel, but good fuel for a purpose, for a reason. Not for these stupid fucking causes we run around with, sticking ourselves to road, hanging off fucking bridges, banging on about climate change and shit. Appreciate the world, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it. Have a look at the beauty. We are surrounded in it. Life all around us. Look at it all. For fuck's sake, you could have just been thrown on a rock that looks like Mars and been able to breathe some toxic fucking air or no air at all or atmosphere over there. I'm no fucking space analyst, but think about it. Look what you've been gifted. It's not from politicians, it's not from fucking globalists, it's not from that shit, it's from a creator. Don't care who you call it. Don't care what you want to call it. Reality is, it's a creator. Look at the beauty. Find this in our inner selves again. Be at one like the animals. Learn to love. Learn to care. This world is slipping away so fast. It's slipping away so fast. You can have whatever you wish for. You've just got to be able to not just dream it, think it, show no doubt in yourself, believe it, envision it, write it down. Tell yourself this every day. This is how you manifest this into yourself. This is how you manifest it into reality. People just want this 9 to 5 thing and think this is the way of life. Jesus, when you really think about this capitalist system. Now, I'm not against capitalist system when you think about what slaves were coming out of and what we'd been through. I'm not against this. But these people had worked out if we have a slave race that's locked down and treated like shit, and I mean absolute shit, where you didn't have a car and you didn't drive outside to a pub when you wanted to, that type of shit, we're still treated like shit today, don't get me wrong, but in a different facet and a way. But when you think about it, these people, they realise that they're capped. They can only earn so much or get so much out of us. So they create this great system. You want full freedom, go out, buy a home, buy a patch of land, build yourself a family, and I'm all about family. But this was the ideology, and we felt from what we came out of and what we'd seen and from what we knew about slavery and how much around the world it was, this was a great thing for us, a big thing. We could own wealth. Of course, we're going to jump at this opportunity. But remember, there's always a flip side to the other side of the coin, and this is what the other side was. They realised if we let them show their true talents, remember they made us build shit, do shit, bang fucking rock, do masonry, all this crap. They seen we had talent, we had craft. One thing I won't take away from the human race, look around folks, you's fucking built it all. You're so talented as a human being. You're so gifted in all your own certain ways. There is no fucking lines like they make, graduate from school, get high grades, have your dream job by the age of 25, work hard to get to the age of 30, and by the age of 30 you should have a deposit on your fucking home, have another kid in the bank already and another two on the way, have it all fucking near paid off by the age of 50. This type of bullshit where we let these people go and set these bars for us in life is, well, whose life are you really living? Start to question your reality around you. Look at the beauty, admire it, find it in your hearts again, and take that beauty from what you see around and for fuck's sake, don't look at people. Yes, there's good people, but they can also disappoint. Look at the environment. Look at the way the earth moves, the earth feels. Look at the animals in nature. Look at the way the cycle of life continues on even when there's death. How forests burn and yet the regrowth looks thicker, more vibrant, more healthier. These type of things, have a look at this, admire, pay attention to it. There's a cycle here. This is our problem. We just do this regular robot groundhog shit every day. And look, I understand it's survival. We live to survive. You don't live to live. We're not living. We're living in a system that's created by a few that tell us to live this way. And I'm sorry, no matter which way you wish to spin the story about the outside, well, it's for my way of life, it's for my flash car, it's for my new jet ski, it's for me to buy my new fucking facial creams or lip glosses or whatever the fuck it is today. They're materialistic items. These things can be washed away, like you're saying, burnt away, like you're saying, earthquakes, smashed, destroyed, like you're saying. But they can be replaced. The one thing we can't replace is time. Time is precious. It's the most valuable thing on this realm. The most valuable thing. You can't buy more of it. You just can't. So, live in the present. Forget the past. Plan for your future. That's what my advice to you is. This bullshit, how we dwell on the past, can't you see what they do? They keep us locked in this same cycle of dwelling on things that have happened that can't be changed by the people that are here today. Okay, and I'm not talking about stupid policy that you can fucking rewrite. I'm talking about, slavery, black versus white, this white supremacy fucking shit. And now it's, first it was, we finally got the woman to the fucking top of this pedestal. She finally got there. And then all of a sudden, we've got this LGBTQI in sports. We've got all this type of stuff, trans in sports. This is where it leads. This is where it leads. And what have they done? They've nearly kicked the fucking female off the pedestal, and now they're not too happy. This is why they're attacking men, And this is the other thing, leave men the fuck alone. Leave men the fuck alone. Do you know why, they call us emotionless, we're cold, we don't have empathy, we don't care, this type of stuff. And look, I've been out of a relationship now for over 9 years. I've raised my two daughters, one at 26 now, and the other one's at 17 years old. And the last one, that's 17 years old, she suffers autism and things like that. So it's been hard work. No partner after the first partner. Didn't come, didn't happen. Maybe I was crushed, scared of love again, I don't know. But maybe I feel because I'd given my whole heart and soul and unconditional love to the one that was the love of my life, the mother of my children. So when I say these things now, remember this, it's coming from a single man. And yes, I have not been into the dating game for a while, but let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever which way you go, the idea that we're cold, or we have no empathy, or we don't care, or we don't do enough. The reason a man, in my opinion, I'm born in 1975, by the way, so I'm a Gen X, the fucking forgotten generation, the ones that had to learn shit on their own so fucking fast, because if you didn't, well, there's a fair good chance you'd be very severely injured, or, God forbid, maybe even fucking die. I mean, we were taught to swim by getting thrown in the fucking pools or getting thrown into a river. This is how it was. And if you had a rope tied around the waist, well, you had a great family back then. You were seen and, you were seen, not to be heard. The big wooden spoon used to come always off the wall. Sometimes it used to be the jug cord. Now we'll carry on today and say that's abuse, that's this, that's that. And by all means, you have that right to look at it like that. But what that created, believe it or not, was hard, resilient men, women of all kinds. They worked shit out. They worked with what they had around them. They didn't sit and bitch and fucking moan and carry on that the world's too hard, this is too much. And if you keep telling you this type of stuff to yourselves, you'll be getting yourselves depressed, suffering with anxiety, getting social withdrawal, and God be fit in the end, you become a fucking recluse. This is where it leads to. So we just do these things so quickly, so fastly, that we seem to forget about where it will lead. Think a few steps ahead. If I stay on this path and keep these type of thoughts and these type of ideologies in my head, what will I attract around me in this type of lifestyle? Well, you'll definitely attract that same generation or that same ideology of thought around you. No worries. People like that like to hang around each other because it seems to be they get validated by one another. But reality is, we're all fucking human. We are all in this same shit place together with these tyrannic fucking idiots that run around just pissing our money away and delivering fucking nothing. I leave it at that, because let's not get bogged down in what has happened or what is. Reality is, in my opinion, your life and your reality is what you perceive it to be. And not in, like I was saying, this fucking, look, I don't like to talk about it because you just get taken down, you get shot down, you get done for homophobic fucking slurs and all that. And it's nothing to do with none of that type of stuff at all, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing at all. It's just the mentality and the ideology and the status quo of the world today is just that. It's just that. So I just say, enjoy the time. Stop for a bit of time. Learn to love yourself. Learn to, and loving yourself's not wearing fucking all these expensive perfumes and makeups. Learn to love yourself from the inside. Love you for you. Be you for you. Don't change yourself to fit into a cohort of people just because you want to feel you're included. If you believe in the principle or the moral of who you are and what you stand for and how confident you are in yourself, you don't need to join groups like that to be validated. You know who you are. You know either the man or the woman you are inside. That is the best feeling you can have, ladies and gentlemen. When you know and you open your eyes in the morning and you pretty much tell yourself when you wake up, it's just going to be another better fucking day than it was yesterday. You lay yourself down the night before you go to bed, you tell yourself, it's been a good day. Whatever your name be, John, Peter, Paul, Mark, you tell yourself, John, Peter, Paul, Mark, you had a great day today. We done well today. We push harder tomorrow. We break the boundaries of what we did today, and we exceed, we excel, we thrive, we grow. That's what we do. We've become stagnant. That's what we've become as people. We've become stagnant. This idea that humanity has evolved in some shape or fucking form. I tell you what's evolved. Your technology. You as a species, from what we were to what we have become, we've nearly devolved. We're nearly back to the old tribal ways where one attacks the other because they just don't like the scent, the smell of what colour of fucking clothes they're wearing or what they stand for. Whether it be politics, red, blue, or whatever party you choose. This type of stuff. Can't you see that all these things, and that's not even getting into the love, the hate, the gender, the politics, the destruction of families, the destruction of belief, faith, religion, whether you wish to be an atheist or whether you wish to be a devil worshipper, whatever you choose. Reality is this. You don't have a fucking right to go and destroy the constructions of other civilizations or whole groups of people that use it for themselves. You don't want to use it, you don't like it, don't go. But you don't have a right to go and demand that these places be destroyed. You know, when I was a kid growing up, on our schools and nearly every public school you went to, I'm in Australia, Victoria, and nearly every school you went to, we used to have parishes on schools. So not every school, but majority, and a lot of government public schools had them. You know, once again, I'm not saying you have to buy into this, but what churches back then instilled in people was good values, was be kind to one another, learn to care for one another. It doesn't matter about the bullshit you hear in between with what they all say about it. Look at the values they were trying to preach. Take those core values. Throw the rest of the shit away, because that's just to confuse. Throw the rest of the, you know, they do this, they're bad, priests are no good, they're into pedophilia. Fuck me, aren't you realising today that these people on our side have been saying for over 30 years, this is what Hollywood and this is what the movie industry and, you know, the artist industry and the music industry, this is what it is. The Disney. Folks, this psyop is so big and so powerful today, it's nearly unimaginable, and that's how it's been able to attain its strength. When people hear this straight off the bat, even the ones that are only slightly programmed still find it too hard to believe that this can be pulled off. Because they all seem to think that you've got to have everyone in Parliament that's sturdy. The whole police force has to be in on it. Everyone at the whole, you know. No, they're not. No, they're not. So this is how it works. You have a chain of command. So you have these, you know, I don't know who sits at the very, very fucking top. I don't even think it's a human being, because it would have been toppled. Humans always look for dominance. That's what we do as a species. Not probably our fault. We're just designed and built like that. Fuck me, well, we're hunter-gatherers. Sort of makes sense. But, you know, look what they do. So, someone, globalist meet, whether it be Bilderberg, whether it be their Bohemian Grove where the fucking 40-foot owl is and they all meet in some weird fucking forest and do some stupid shit together. I mean, just think about that. Politicians, leaders, globalists, these fucking freaks that look like satanics out there in their fucking gowns doing stupid shit, carrying around fucking torches and flames and crap like fucking we're burning fucking pagans at the stakes again. I mean, think about it. They're writing policy for you. They're your lawmakers. Now, if you drive past in your car in a fucking factory with your two kids and your missus in the car coming home from tea, and you see this shit going on an acreage in a fucking vineyard, are you telling your missus to get out and let's go have a look at this shit? It looks like entertaining stuff. No, you're probably saying to your missus or your fucking family, have a look at them fucking crazies. And why is it that because they're leaders, politicians, high people that have influential power, you know, all these movie stars and that, fuck me, why are people, I've got to ask this question. By all means, you want to post and say all this stupid shit, fine, I don't give a fuck. And told you, I'm Gen X. That type of shit don't bounce. It just bounces off. I couldn't care. But what is it with us that we're hooked on these artists and movie stars? And what is it that they have that makes you want to be like them, or think like them, or act like them, or dress like them, or wear their fucking perfume? You'll never be like them. These people are selected. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're the class that's just not part of that group. We sit a long way down the tier list. You know, so when they say everyone in governments and politics, they're all on it, think about this. Someone hands a book down, someone at the top says this is a new law. So he writes up a policy and hands it to people that print money for governments. And they hand this new book to the governments and say, well, if you want your money and to keep the markets going and you don't look like a fucking tool by saying to your own people you destroyed your country just in case you don't do it, they say, you do this and everything's smooth. Your AAA credit rating flies up to a plus now and you're just Mickey Mouse. We'll even talk about it on the world stage and make you look good. And then so government come out now, take the extra funds, maybe to these fucking offshore accounts or wherever the fucking shit goes, because we never see it, folks. They take our resources, take everything, give us nothing. But anyway, so they pass it down. So the government comes out and then they just start writing policy in government. We'll get the same bullshit on TV through the stupid controlled fucking media, all owned by the same fucking idiots. And they'll tell us that Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that, feasibility study survey, we've taken a poll here, taken a poll there, all this type of crap. And then they start writing policy. Then there's a House, and yes, there is some good senators in there that say, hey, this shit's just off the charts, it's fucked up, it's stupid. We've got a few in Australia. Malcolm Roberts, Senator Babbitt, Pauline Hanson. There's quite a few that can actually see. Matt Kavanagh, on the energy front anyway. You know, so so the government then enforces its policy. Then they use councils and they use these things they call institutions, whether it be education or social security or Medicare, all these institutions to implement all these other little laws that control every other aspect of our life. Give you a perfect example, like fucking NDIS, for example. I'm not against help and disability. I told you, my daughter suffers with autism and struggles with things. So, look at it like this. It's not like we never had these services. I've been born since 1975. So, it's not like it's a new invention like, oh, no one could get a wheelchair or no one could get a scooter or get some fucking crutches or get themselves a walking stick or cane. Yeah, you know what? Back then, the government paid for that. You didn't have to pay for crutches. You didn't have to hire fucking crutches from a hospital. There was a time when they didn't even want them back. That's the difference in government. That's how crazy they've become now. They don't care what you think no more. You've proved during COVID the majority of the world didn't have a backbone. It doesn't matter about money. It doesn't matter about anything like that. When you allow the government to take autonomy over your body, I don't think yous have still quite fathomed the idea of what yous have done here, beside of whatever toxic fucking poison yous have pumped in yourselves and your children, God forbid and God bless that, they can find the frequency that can help regenerate and rebirth new cells. Because this spike fucking protein is going to find you're going to have a drastic complication with this type of stuff, and you're seeing the results everywhere. I don't need to mention all the diseases, but we fucking know. You know. So they just do this. So the idea that you need all these people to be in on the job, you don't. You just don't. It's the same with pilots. There's a charter. They're not allowed to talk about what they see up there. They sign a waiver. They're not allowed to film what they see up there. They sign a waiver. Just ask yourself this one question. If there is nothing to really see up there or nothing to hide from being at that altitude looking down, why do they have these waivers? You only put a waiver in place if you are trying to create something, make money off something, stop one from having something, sort out a deal in between, a breakup of something. But you don't make one for nothing. So it doesn't take much to understand, well, not from my generation either, that when you're doing things like this, you're hiding something. How bad that secret is, that's everyone's debate. But reality is, that's what it is. We've got to go back to stopping and pausing and thinking for a second. We're a smart people. We're so smart. We are letting algorithms start to remove what it is to be a human being. Do you know, I heard a thing the other day from Elon Musk. Now, you like him, you don't like him, you don't. But I went and checked stats on world growth and jobs and stuff like that. Do you know, 50% of the world's jobs in the last 7 years in some countries, and only in some, not the whole globe, but in the last 7 years, have been removed. Now, I don't know what you think you're going to be doing when there is no work for us to be doing, and it's done by AI robots. But one would see that you're probably only going to become a burden when everyone's on the purse of the globalists. And I wonder what happens then. See, AI has been around forever. They've had this shit on shelves for so fucking long. These are new inventions. They didn't just make this shit. Remember, I was alive in 1984 when I was watching a morning fucking news program. And here's a man in a white coat and a fucking mask over his mouth with white gloves on like he's just come out of a chemical fucking meltdown somewhere, hazmat suit, showing us his fucking microchip and a pair of tweezers, saying, this will revolutionise the world. It's going to go in everything. Into radios, into cars, into washing machines, into televisions. We're going to create into PCs. They're going to all these things. Remember, The internet wasn't invented. We wanted to make a phone call. If you were lucky enough to be in the fucking house and your mother had one, you were lucky enough to use the phone. Most of the time, you only got to sit on the phone when your family wasn't fucking home. We didn't have that. We rode to our friend's house. Or we walked. Like we went to school. That was after we got up on our own. Clothed ourselves at the age of 8. Made our fucking breakfast. Walked ourselves a mile to school. And you can all say, well, it's a much crazier world. So everyone's nuts. Everyone's crazy. Well, look at yourselves. It's your generation. Have a look at yourselves. It's not us. This is the thing. You need to learn to provide. You need to learn to stand. You need to learn to protect. You need to learn to love again. You know, I see these social experiment videos, man. I don't get into this much of this type of shit, but I've been watching these social experiment videos, where people go out and make out and people can carry on and say it's fucking horrible to do this, but reality is they make out they've got a tick or a bad tick or something, they've got bad shakes, and they're spilling their food and fucking coffee everywhere, or he's standing there with his cane at the top of the stairs or a crossing on the road because he's acting he's blind or something. But I watch and I observe. This is what I do in the world. This is what our generation had to do, otherwise we would have got a bit fucking hard and got hurt. But reality is what I seen was how many people can walk past, but not just walk past. Yeah, majority didn't even acknowledge because I don't even know where their minds are. But there was a few that acknowledged but still refused. And I want to ask you, why? How can you acknowledge someone that has a more harder time getting around in a place that we take for granted because we have visuals on it, whereas he's got to master the other senses to move? Why is it we can acknowledge it there and see him standing there, but still in our hearts just turn our head and keep on walking? That's empathy, folks. That's empathy. No more love. No more care for one another. We can debate on all different facets of how we got here, but reality is we're here. Now, there's one easy way to fix this. We need to fix ourselves. When we fix ourselves and when we become better people, we get a better world. We don't need to be led by globalists. We don't need politicians to fucking guide us. They're there to build roads, schools, create fucking hospitals. That's their jobs. They don't own us. We control them. They work for us. This is what this setup's meant to be. We've forgotten that. Whether they've taken out of your education, whether they've removed it from what you're meant to be learning in school and filled it up with this other stupid shit that's going to be absolutely meaningless in your fucking life. Feelings and emotions and all these type of things of worrying what others think of you. Well, let me tell you, in my generation, no one really gave a fuck about what anyone thought of them. No one really gave a fuck about what anyone else was doing. We realised that we're trying to stumble through fucking lives ourselves, so we didn't really have time to be looking over our shoulder, paying attention, be lifting up the bloke that's fallen over the same fucking thing I'm falling over. But what we did realise when we got there is, now we understand, we've learnt, we've mastered, and that's the key word. We've been able to harness the world, its hardness, its toughness, its coldness, and been able to take that, use it, build on it, and harness it. This is what we've done. Look around and just pay attention to everything you see. We've built it all. Us. They don't fucking build it, we do it. And then you see the beauty, like you've been watching through the video, and I hope you've been paying more attention to the absolute beauty than me. I just want to try and hit some senses in the brain that probably haven't fired for such a while in the soul. And it's nothing to feel shamed by or upset by or, go into recluse mode and hide yourself from society. I've learnt over time, as I say, I went through a very hard breakup with my partner, and I left my partner. She didn't leave me. I left my partner. I felt I was putting more into the relationship and getting less out of it. I'm just saying the word less. I'm getting a lot less out of it. Yes, she was also a worker. I will never take this away from this type of woman. She loved to work, but so did I. And I also had to work, carry the house load, do the kids, appointments, schools, run her to stations at all weird hour timers from all the weird hours and jobs she ran for before she got the good jobs. And I seen in her that career over 20 years of being together became more important than family. And I say these things because I've witnessed it. And I've been alive 48 years, and I've watched my world and my fellow man and woman just get decimated all around me, all around me. And it hurts me. The love I feel for not just the planet, the animals, but humanity. Why can't we love like we once did and just be true to ourselves and one another? Dream big. Push for what you want in life. Don't be ground down by the same grind every day in, day out, day in, day out. Use it just as a survival to bound up the ladder to where you want to be. Create what you want in your life. Don't use a structure to get there. These type of things will carry us much, much further in mankind. And maybe, just maybe, even hit where we should be hitting. You know, everyone's at different levels, spiritual, um, religious, um, whatever you choose it to be. But the world's starting to, you can see and feel the resonance of the world now. They are coming as a whole. They may not all understand it together at the same thing or all agree on the same thing of what's going on, but I think they all understand it no matter what it is that we're talking about, seeing or arguing about. I think they all know deep down it leads us all to the same place. And this is why opinions don't matter. This is why what one person says about your idea or what he says about your idea doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is whether the idea is true, plentiful, resourceful, and beneficial. And not just for you, for the crowd and for all. That's what matters. These are the simple traits that, it's funny. They say Gen X, had a hard life, they were fucking dragged up, seen and not heard, the latchkey kids, all these type of things, all these type. And Gen Xers know just off those few terms I just said there exactly what I'm talking about. We don't need a book or a fucking algorithm for us to understand the realm and what we are doing in this life. Yeah, we stumble, we don't know what it all fucking means and everything like that to a T, and we just get by. But we've learnt to master the realm to get by. We don't qualm on the little things like colour, ideology, gender, climate. These type of things, most of it's out of our control anyway. You can't change what another person's going to say about you, and pretty much we can't change the policies our governments want to fucking enact on us today. So this is why I say live in the moment, But isn't it amazing how we had that type of, dragging up, so be it, if these new generations wish to, I don't know why I'm even talking about generations. I never used to, but what this has done is fuck my Facebook, man. I don't know what it is, but, I had a pretty fucked up Facebook. I used to look at some just political views, but political views that could sort of get off topic, but nothing too stupid. But lately I've been my pages are just bombarded with like, I didn't even know there was a generational war going on. That's how much attention I'm paying to this shit. I didn't even know. I mean, the gender war, the tranny war, all this, I see this, but fuck me. I didn't know they're doing this to me. Are we really going to let them start making generations blame each other for the issues they've got in their own life? I don't know if people understand, but, men are built different. Women are built different. They both have their pros They both have their cons. But what they both are is beneficial to the party. That's the whole point. And it can be in a variety of ways. You know, whether it be, well, the creation of life. That's probably number one big kicker for me. But, you know, the idea that a woman doesn't belong in the kitchen and a man doesn't belong. Well, look, you're seeing plenty of male chefs, aren't you? The idea that we have this mindset that, you know, only women belong in the kitchen. They need to cook a man a meal. I should get the biggest shank of the fucking day. Whatever it be. Whatever stupid shit it is getting said today. Because I see that it just seems to be this attack on, well, men. They're no good no more. Oh, us women don't need a man no more. Us women, you know, and I'm not finding this from so much of the Gen Xers. And I don't want to categorise, but, you know, we've been put here because somehow there was a fucking generational war, just like a colour fucking war. Same type of shit. They're just playing this game, but, you know, don't let them do this to us. We don't need to fight amongst ourselves because they tell us to fight amongst ourselves. Doesn't matter, you know, what political party here. You know, we used to disagree, you know, all the time. It was normal. No one got upset. No one got upset. We just agreed to disagree. We always disagreed though. Fuck me, we had debates in school. I don't even know if kids are doing this today. I could imagine, let me tell you, back when we were in school, our debates were quite heated. We were sort of encouraged to stand your ground, pump your chest, show it up. You know, and you can call that masculinity, misogyny, and all this fucking bullshit, all these new words that people just, I'm not saying new words, they've been around for a long time, but no one, you know why they never got used and why we never heard them? Because no one's bought into that shit. In all the generations and all the people before us, no one bought into that shit. And isn't it funny that somehow we're meant to have this new age person, this new age man, this new age woman that seems to think they're only, you know, so old, haven't really lived life, but telling everyone else how the fuck it should be, how they're going to save the fucking planet, how they're going to do all these things, but yet bitch that they got to go to work, want to work from fucking home, don't want to put nothing into their own life or into the community to get something back out of it, and yet this shit show just rolls on and fucking on and on. And, you know, tomorrow it'll be, you know, Farmer Bob put pumpkin field in next to a fucking cornfield, and now the poor pumpkins aren't getting enough from Bob's fucking cornfield, and somehow there's a protest which turns into cunts cutting fences, and next time some cunt's driving a fucking tractor through his cornfield. This is the type of shit. And people say, oh, don't be stupid, don't be crazy. Well, let me tell you something about don't be fucking crazy. I've watched, in the last 30 years, this world go from a loving, caring, empathy, and it's crazy, yeah, we're dragged up, beaten up, copped a wooden spoon, all this shit, but you know what we still did? We still cared. Now, we don't show it all the time, because there's no need to show it all the time, because most people knew it. See, this was a thing we didn't have to go out and do a task to get validation for people. We didn't have to go, oh, look what I did here, I got this, like participation fucking trophies. You know, how are you ever going to learn what the real world is if you don't learn to lose in it? Because let me tell you, you lose quite a lot in this world. It's a tricky little bastard to master. It really is. Now you have your ups, you have your downs, you have your middle flows. You have a few drinks, you have a few more ups, you have a few more throw-ups, you have a few more lows. But you master it. You don't give up on it. You don't let it beat you. And you definitely don't lock yourself away in a bedroom and think to yourself, well, I'll just hide behind a keyboard and a fucking monitor. And that sounds funny me saying that because look what I'm doing. But I'm trying to communicate with the world to find the inner soul. You know, spark that conscious back into there. Reignite that candle in the lion hearts that you all have. They've broken us. They've taken everything off us. They've destroyed us over and over and over and over in civilizations. There's a time scale on everything. Live in the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Live in the moment. Learn to love. You know, don't be fooled by what you're going to be seeing around the world with You know, all these things happening, UFOs, two fucking moons. They're focusing your attention on the great shift. We're moving into a new age. Every 25 or 20 every 26,000 years, you may as well say. You know, we're moving into Aquarius. You know, the age of disclosure, the age of transparency, this type of stuff. So we need to keep focused. Sorry if I dropped out of the mic there. I was just looking out a window. I keep hearing these fucking car doors out the front room that's going on out there. But stay focused. Stay true. Love like you've never loved. I don't know if we've forgotten to love. I don't know if people are ashamed to love or don't want to show it on display. But once we unite, once we care again, once we show empathy for one another, you know, believe it or not, just the care and the empathy, ladies and gentlemen, is love. That's a form of love. That's where it comes from. Love is a powerful thing. It can hurt you on the other side just as much as the joy can be on the other side. But it's a powerful thing. And I say to kids, I say to the young Gen Zs, even the millennials, if they're having a hard time, I know the world's tough. I'm not against your race. I don't hate yous. I don't despise yous. I worry about yous. I care about yous. I want yous to have the world that we had. I want yous to experience things that aren't just on a mobile phone device or aren't just in a smartwatch or aren't just a holiday today is looking at something through someone's eyes on a video. Go outside, look up, smell the air, enjoy the world, what's left of it. They're cloud seeding this motherfucker to the hilt. They're playing with the weather all over the world. They are creating disaster to wash away what is built. Do you remember that saying? Build back better. Well, you can't. Every fucking leader in the world said it. You can't build back better on top of the world you've already got. So hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, seismic activity. This is what they do. Yes, not all of them are done by them, but I'll bet my ass majority of them are. This is no longer a secret, folks. Don't deny the government's own data and disclosed information on this. I mean, fuck me, you can just type in geoengineering and you can see the companies involved. Please don't walk outside and just because you don't want to believe it's not real, that it's not real. They are toxifying our realm. The realm that you're looking at now, look at it. The beauty, the harmlessness, the love it offers. Everywhere you look, it inspires you for more. It drives you to seek more. That's what it's about. It's all interconnected, down to the little things like that. It drives us. Let it drive you. And all you have to do is be one with it again. Observe it. Love to admire it. Don't just snap shots out of it while you're on holiday. Look everywhere you go. Sorry if my throat sounds funny. I did PAX this weekend, not long ago in Melbourne, and had some friends there, and so we're pretty loud. And yeah, so I'm still getting a bit of a tickle. Yeah, and I didn't want to suck on a cough lolly while I was talking to you. That's just rude. It's not nice. So I didn't bother. Um, but look, I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to touch base, have a chat. Um, you know, all I can say is learn to love one another again. Let's put aside our differences. Let's put aside our opinions. By all means, please keep them. Please have them. It's ingenuity. It's idea. It's thought. That's what makes us create. We can't lose that idea. But what I'm saying is throw it all to the side. Opinionated. Divisiveness. Especially fucking race. And now our new biggest threat is gender. And I'm not talking about the gays or the lesbians or this idea that we're letting children at such a young age or putting the idea into such young children's minds that man and woman isn't a binary thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's just straight out a lie. Okay? A dog can't pretend to be a fucking giraffe. And you wouldn't accept that in the world. You'd say, no, that's a dog. So come on, folks, let's get real. Don't just do this because you're struggling with some other form of trauma or life in general or the world, and by thinking that you will do this to yourself, all your pain and heartache will go away. Go and look at people that have had them and look 7 years on and 8 years on. Remember, yous aren't the first to be doing this shit. There was people in our generation that wanted to do this, not in the numbers that yous want to do it, but it was around. Yous aren't inventing something new. And just because you can, it doesn't mean it's right or moralistic right. I'm not here to judge what right's what wrong. But just because I walk past a beautiful woman on the street, I can throw her in my boot if I wish to, but I choose not to because it's morally wrong. If we don't stick to what we are, and we are the creation of life, just that gift alone is so powerful, just so powerful. To be granted that gift is powerful. And now we walk around like we don't want kids. They're a burden. They're no good. They're a waste of money. Why would you have crutch monkeys in this world? I mean, some of the disdain and distaste. No love. How can you talk about pure, innocent souls? People that have children, they're everything to them. They are only living because their children make them live a better life. They only love harder because their children are in this world now. This idea that we need to be split by generation. Gen Xers are fucking idiots. Gen Z are fucking nuts. And fucking baby boomers caused all the problems. The silent generation never said fucking nothing. This type of stuff. The generation before yous gave you what yous have to use today for your generation. Never forget that. Yous didn't invent the fucking internet. We did. It was our time. We've had more experience using it than you. Yous didn't invent Wi-Fi. Yous did actually. But the internet, these type of things. Look at music. We made it. We played it. We didn't care what they wore. We didn't care what perfume they had. Fuck me, we didn't care where they lived or what car they drove. We admired the person for the gift of sharing their gift with us. Their music. And this is what's forgotten as well. We don't appreciate things anymore or look behind what things are no more. Everything's face value today in this world. It's all moving so fast. It's work, 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 kids, 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 gym, 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 work, 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 kids, kids. Same routine. We're all moving so fast. We look through things today. We just go, boom, done. It's over. We judge everything by its cover today. We need to stop and take a pause. We need to learn that life is more than just 60 years of hard labour. Life was never meant to just be hard labour. Life was meant to be enjoyed, experienced, find love in it, experience love, feel the joy of happiness. Yes, there's pain. That's what gives you happiness. You wouldn't understand what happiness was if you didn't have pain. Remember, if you're feeling the pain now, it's for a purpose. Doesn't matter if you call it trauma. Doesn't matter if you said it's because what me folks done to me. It doesn't matter if it's because someone called you these things at school. They're the building blocks of your journey for your title in your life in this realm. That's what they are. Look at it like that, folks. Pain is growth. Pain is resilience. Masculinity is strength. It's not to be looked at like it's some evil thing stored in man that should never have been put there. It's strength, it's protection, it's comfort, because with that strength and protection comes peace, solitude and comfort, knowing you're safe. Let's look what the word actually carries forth when we do go to dismantle and change these things before we're in a hurry to do it. Stop and pause for a minute and look what it has done for us. And then ask yourself, has it been as bad as everyone thinks considering where we are or what we got to before we got to this bullshit today? Don't just be so quick to wipe everything away because it's like a new phone today. It's just replaceable. It's not a product. It's not an item. It's a creation from us. And creations are something special, not just from God's, but from us as well. And to have the ability to create and not admire the great creations that we've done and just admire the little things like, you know, phones and stuff. Yes, technology is great. It's connected the world. It's made us all a closer thing, but it hasn't really brought us all together, has it? Yes, it's made things faster and you can Google answers today at a blink of an eyelid and you can get an answer. But is it all correct? Yes, we don't have to line up in banks and stuff like that and we can just zip money across and all that. Yeah, that's good, but what are we experiencing with banks? You see, folks, just because we had to spend some time doing something once of the day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, don't look at it as a bad time. You're normally caught up with your friend, a mate, your neighbour. G'day Bob, g'day George, g'day Jan, g'day Mary. We had chats. We slowly progressed up the line. We didn't sit there and bitch, we're standing in fucking line, and that's why we never had the problem of wanting to rush ourselves to this type of technological age where, fuck me, we don't even know where people are driving today unless they've got some fucking telephone telling them or a GPS mapping on their car. This shit's ridiculous. You know, we just need to stop, pause, look at the word, understand what happens when we remove the statue, the meaning, the church, Christianity. What does it mean as a whole of society? Yeah, it's great for a great small group of people, but what does it mean as a whole? We've got to start thinking as a whole, not just as one. Yes, the leaders all think as one, the globalists all think as one. I know what we're saying. And you know what? Let them. Because everyone's going to say in the comments, oh, well, you know, it's all right for you to say this, you know, Troy, because, you know, the government does this. The government fucking controls this. The government says I can't do this. The government won't let me out. The government says I have to buy this or wear this. Government says I have to pay fucking this. So don't. There's still a choice. No matter how you want to play it, that choice will always be there. There's a positive and negative to everything. There's two to it all. There is a choice. Choose to grow your own food. Choose to create your own energy. Choose to build your own small patch of land with your own log cabin. Choose to create your own fresh water. You can do whatever you wish. You just like the control mechanism of you're lost, you don't know what to do, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you are, you don't know where you come from. And that can make things pretty fucking confusing in a big place like this. When everyone's hustling by you every day, every quickly, probably doing the same thing as you, trying to work out how to touch this fucking ground and do something on it. Don't stress about the little things like this in life. Believe in it. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself this will work out. Tell yourself this will happen. Envision yourself in your head. See yourself doing it. You know, isn't it a funny thing? Just imagine if we were just like crystalline in a pineal gland or something with crystals like a radio was in the old day, and it receives signals, you know. That's how they do it, you know, Gold 104, Fox FM, or just different frequencies. But just imagine if we could play in a realm that was like a simulation in a game, and we had the cheat codes and abilities to be able to just add in new mods, you know, to better our lives in this game that we play. Just imagine if you could just think it and believe it and really truly believe it from your heart, not just with your mind. Mind, body, spirit and soul, believe it. Just imagine if it really become true. Wouldn't that be great, folks, if you could really do that? Could you just imagine that? I mean, this is all for gaming purpose, I suppose, and just talk, eh? But wouldn't that be a great world if you could just write new code, write a new code in your body as your cells regenerate themselves once every year, or how you shed your skin every year, or how the molecule of a water plays such an important role in this world, or how your thoughts can even change how water will react. You know, look around, pay attention to your world. It is showing you signs everywhere. We just don't see them because we don't stop to question or look at them. And you'll never understand or get into the centre of the book unless you start to read the book. This is the idea. Question things. Ask things. And if government want to make rules and governments want to tell you what to do, like I told you, you don't have to. You can go. Use the last of your money. Sell your home. Buy yourself a nice camper van. If you live in Australia, we've got a humongous country. Travel. Pull up camp. Middle of nowhere. You know, thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of miles. You don't have to do what they tell you to do. You can learn ways to survive. Remember that. We don't have to play the beast system game. The choice has always been yours. Don't let them steal who you really are and what you're really capable of. That inner belief, that heart of yours, must be found, must be seen, must be felt again. Not just for an item, for a new phone. These things can be replaced. People, love, heartache, suffering, loved ones. These things can't be replaced. Because they're the feelings you'll feel for when you lose those close things. Feel love again, people, as I will always love yous, and I will always care for yous. And never once will I ever drop my shield in protecting yous. No matter who it comes from or where the danger comes from, you can count on me to be one that will stand for you. No matter our opinions, no matter our ideologies, no matter what we think of each other, I will not let these people destroy us, humanity, our life, our existence, our realm. They are destroying it all, and I pledge to you, all humans of this world, I will fight, I will stand, and I will never, ever let them silence me from trying to create new sparks in people. All I want to do is just try to awaken some people. I feel a drive to help, a drive to give, a drive to love. There's a lot of hurting souls out there. You feel them as you walk past them, the energy. They're in a lot of pain. They are confused. They are lost. They can't connect with their own bodies. Their mind has been ripped away from the soul where it connects to chat and see with us, to see, observe and understand. They have found a way to separate us. Don't let them achieve this. Drag your soul back to you via love, empathy and care, because when that is around, the light will shine so bright that no darkness, no evil dictator, no evil leader will ever choose or create our destiny for us. We as people choose that destiny, and we as people will always choose that destiny. I pledge to you my word, my honour and my love. Stay good, my fellow people. I love yous. Goodbye for now.